So today we're breaking down the 7 levels of Sung Jinwoo's power, including his rank at each stage and the feats that prove just how strong he became. Let's begin. Level 1, E rank, the weakest hunter. At the very beginning, Jinwoo is an E rank hunter, the lowest possible rank. His strength is barely above a normal human, and he struggles to survive even low-level dungeons. His biggest feat at this stage is simply staying alive. During early raids, he's constantly injured and relies on stronger hunters to protect him. He isn't respected. He isn't feared. He's barely considered useful. Level 2, D rank. The system awakens. After surviving the double dungeon, everything changes. Jinwoo becomes a player, and his power begins to grow. At this stage, he's roughly around D rank level. His stats increase rapidly, and he begins clearing weaker dungeons alone. One of his first major feats is surviving the system's brutal daily quests and penalty zones. For the first time, Jinwoo isn't just surviving, he's improving. Level 3, C to B rank. Rapid growth. As Jinwoo continues leveling up, he quickly surpasses lower-ranked hunters. Now sitting around C to B rank level, his strength, speed, and durability increase dramatically. A key feat at this stage is clearing dungeons solo and defeating stronger monsters without assistance. He begins to stand out, not as the weakest hunter, but as something unusual. Level 4, A rank, Shadow Extraction. This is where everything changes. After defeating Igris, Jinwoo unlocks Shadow Extraction. Now, he's not fighting alone. He begins building his Shadow Army. At this stage, Jinwoo reaches A rank level power. One of his biggest feats is defeating powerful dungeon bosses and commanding shadows like Igris in battle. His fighting style evolves completely. He becomes a one-man army. Level 5, S rank, Recognized Power. Now Jinwoo reaches S rank level, the strongest rank most hunters will ever achieve. At this stage, he clears high-level dungeons, defeats elite enemies, and his power becomes undeniable. One of his biggest feats is dominating S-rank level threats and rapidly expanding his shadow army with powerful soldiers like Baru. The world begins to recognize him. But even now, he hasn't reached his peak. Level 6, National level/Monarch level. Jinwoo now surpasses all human limits. He reaches national level hunter status, but even that doesn't fully describe his power. A major feat at this stage is his fight with Thomas Andre. Despite Thomas being one of the strongest hunters in the world, Jinwoo completely overpowers him. He also begins fighting monarchs, beings far beyond human strength. At this level, Jinwoo isn't just stronger than hunters. He's operating on an entirely different scale. Level 7, Shadow Monarch, Absolute Power. At the final level, Jinwoo fully inherits Ashbourne's power. He becomes the true Shadow Monarch. This is his peak. At this stage, Jinwoo defeats Monarch-level enemies and ultimately overcomes Antares, the Dragon Monarch, the strongest of them all. He commands an endless shadow army, moves at incredible speed, and possesses overwhelming power. There is no higher level. Jinwoo stands alone at the top. Sung Jinwoo's power isn't just about strength, it's about progression, from E rank to something beyond even monarchs.